All right, good day to you. I hope that you guys are doing very well and that you feel okay. We are about to get started with the live that I told you we'll be doing today. And remember, we're live today on the main platform. We were live yesterday on the main platform with what we normally do in the closed community. And on Wednesday, we are going to do what we normally do in the closed community. At the top of a new month, April, I'm going to be sharing with you some things concerning April. Actually, I'm going to be discussing April tonight as well. But Wednesday is the beginning of the theme for the month, and it's all dealing with sight, the spirit world, spiritual sensitivity, spiritual perception. It's going to be a very prophetic Wednesday night. And it's going to be good for you. But tonight, I saw something in the heavens after I finished teaching on yesterday. If you were on the main platform yesterday and you enjoyed the teaching, put it in the chat that I was there and that I enjoyed the teaching. Well, tonight, I'm going to talk to you about what I saw. I shared some of what was in the heavens, but I saw something that I did not see before. And I'm so glad I ran across it because that's going to allow me to give you 3 particular dates in this month that we all need to be on high alert. And we need to be watching where we're going and what we're doing. I am not doing fear mongering. I'm just looking at the patterns that are in the heavens, the patterns that are in the earth, and the patterns from our history. And it's pointing to something that is going to be transpiring on this month. So I'm going to talk to you about that. But first, let's go ahead and get started with our intro. And while the intro is playing, I'm going to ask that all of you guys will hit like, hit share, copy the link up under the video, send it out to people, and tell them that we're about to have the conversation. Because I'm not talking about a hot topic or something that is viral in certain sections of YouTube, then everybody's not going to come over here like that. So I need your help into getting some of those people who would come over here for this conversation to see it show up in their algorithm or in their news feed. I can't do that without you. In fact, I want to take a moment right now to thank all of you for watching the Larry Live platform, and the 20-something people that look like that just signed up to members only. Thank you so much. I did do a members only today. To me and for me, it wasn't salacious or anything, but I don't know. Because the reality is, you guys, I'm just sort of straightforward, open book, wrong or right, you're going to get what I'm thinking or feeling. And that's what I did in members only. Clearly, y'all telling each other about it and you feel like it was something great because I just looked in here and there's about 20 people that signed up. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's going to push me to do more in members only in the month of April. Going to need to anyway. In April, I'm going to be doing a whole lot of pop-ups inside of Patreon that are more empowerment and spiritual education based. I'm going to commit to doing the same thing in members only, but it's going to be real, regular. I'll probably be eating and talking all at the same time. Who knows? Okay, so we're about to get started. Hit like and hit share. You're going to need your note-taking utensils because there's some dates that I'm going to be sharing with you and some things that are very, very, very important for you to know. All right, I will be right back in just a little bit. All right.
Looking for a vibrant community where faith meets empowerment? Welcome to the LRL community on Patreon. Here, you'll gain access to our financial wellness plan to level up your money game and the Build Your Immune System Health and Wellness Lifestyle Plan to keep your health in check. But that's not all. With the groundbreaking AIR project, we're creating jobs in Africa, beginning in Ghana. Plus, you'll unlock insider tips from senior executives across industries. And the best part? Be a part of our daily prayers, weekly coaching sessions with Dr. Larry Reid himself, Sundays at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Breakdown Q&A Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Patreon, and so much more. It's time to connect, grow, and thrive. Get the apps, grab the merch, and join us on patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Let's build something amazing together. The LRL community is waiting for you.
Yes, we are waiting for you. And remember, for less than $20, you can be in both communities. You can be on the YouTube members only, where you get your fix for me addressing the salacious, the lies, or anything you see online. And then you can also be in Patreon for those pop-ups when we're getting direction that's coming from spirit insight, from the pattern we recognize in the stars and so many other different things. And it's a community over there. So I think that's a great investment for you to make. Join Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. I'm gonna give it to you again. Go ahead and do it now. And y'all, we got so many things that's about to happen in our world. We need to be able to talk to each other. If the social media occasions go down, if this and that gets blocked, you can meet me in Patreon, or if you've downloaded the Larry Live app, because I can actually go live in my app. I've had that feature fixed for several years, but I don't use it. But it's set for the right time. So download the Larry Live app, join Patreon, patreon.com/Larry Live, and make sure you download the Patreon app and turn the notifications on so you get notified when I'm there. Follow me here. Text LRL. Oh, shoot. I ain't learned that number yet. It's an 888 number. Let me think. Well, maybe it'll pop up soon. So text LRL so you know when I'm live. And if you've done it before, you got to do it again. Text LRL to 888-982-3820. That is 888-982-3820. So you'll be notified whenever I am on. Okay. So go ahead on and do all that. I want to make sure that you stand informed, because you really can't trust these news outlets and stuff. I'll be right back.
Church Critic by Dr. Larry D. Reid. An examination of the Larry Reid Live Show perspective. Available now on Amazon and Kindle. Inside, he shares his unfiltered perspectives on the issues the church often avoids. The role of women, deconstruction, fatherlessness, homosexuality, decolonization, and the clash between Western and African Christianity, and so much more. Get your copy today on Amazon and Kindle.
I know many of you have been having dreams, and I want to help you decode this message that Spirit is giving to you. See, you are consistently receiving signals, and you're consistently seeing symbols. Some of you have been seeing numbers, and then you dream these things, and you're sitting in a wonder. Well, I've created a chat GPT. I want you to click the link, and I want you to download it, and it'll show up on the left-hand side, and it says the dream guide from the side. I've been interpreting dreams for many years. So click the link, and you are going to be able to have me in your pocket, on your device, on your phone, whenever you wake up first thing in the morning. Write down the dream, and then copy and paste it into the chat GPT. Then it's going to give you the interpretation and explain to you the symbols. Be very descriptive in your typing up of the dream. And then what it gives you, I want you to copy and paste and put it back into the space where you record all of your dreams. These dreams are like a letter that comes from God, unopened. And with the chat GPT, you will be able to open this letter and read the message that is coming from the mind of the Spirit concerning you and yours. Click the link right now.
Multimedia personality, comedic commentator, songwriter, recording artist, spiritual leader, author, and actor. Larry D. Reid is the founder of MBN Global, owner of LDR Enterprises based out of Atlanta, Georgia, and the spiritual leader of the Reformation Church of Atlanta. You can catch Larry Reid on the BET Plus original series Kingdom Business and on American Gangster Trap Queens, streaming online at BET.plus. Stay connected to Larry Reid Live. Take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the bell. Text LRL to 888-982-3820. That's the letters LRL to 888-982-3820 and get notified when we go live. Become a member of Patreon. Log on to patreon.com/Larry Reid Live. Sign up, download the Patreon app, and turn on your notifications. Get connected today.
I know a whole lot of you tune in here and you be wondering, okay, what is he saying and what is he talking about when he make the statement to stop begging God and that ain't the way that you're supposed to pray? Well, I have created something that can help you pray the kind of prayer that you should pray as someone who has God living on the inside of them. And so pay attention to this and then get to praying. There's another chat GPT that I want to introduce to you. And this chat GPT is for those of you that are decolonizing and deconstructing in the world of your faith. As a Christian, we are taught to beg, ask the Lord, the Master, the King, for all of these different things. And that type of praying, we have used it for years and it has worked because of our intention, but there's a better way to pray. And this new chat GPT is going to transform the way that you pray and help you pray decolonized prayers. This is where you pray with the understanding that God is not outside of you, but operating through you as source, creator, the divine intelligence. Begging is not praying. And begging while you're praying is not the best way to pray. And this chat GPT helps you pray in a way that is both spiritual, technicalized, and empowering, bringing together your mind and your feelings, your energy, your body, all together involved in the manifestation of what you want with your mouth. Your mouth is one of the greatest manifestation tools you have. And this chat GPT is going to teach you how to pray it into form. Download it right now. You see the link, hit the link, and it's going to integrate with your chat GPT. Make sure you hit that link that's in the chat right now for decolonized praying. Some time ago, I took a group of people with me to Ghana. And if you are watching me and you are a Black American, probably about 75, 80% of you, your roots begin in West Africa. I took a group to Ghana. And I want you to check out what we experienced. A lie has been told to you, and you have believed it.
It still has such an intensity, and the energy and the vibration in that place, you can feel it once you arrive.
At that moment, they allowed me to release my emotion.
Columbus never set a foot on any American soil before he died.
The lie is being exposed.
This is for real. They took our strong and able people, but they could never take all Africans away. And today, we have returned in peace.
I can't begin to express to you how terribly impacted we were. And that was in November of 2024. And it totally changed me. It totally changed others that were with me. And I want to encourage you to go. We're going to be rescheduling our trip that we had to reschedule, called Spirit and the Heavens all shook hands and showed us that it was not the best time to take 40 plus people to Ghana. But we're going to reschedule that. So keep your ear right here so you can go with us when we go. You know, of course, You got to be a patron. So go ahead and sign up. patreon.com/Larry Reid Live so that you can go with us to Ghana, because we are going. And being that you sign up to become a patron, you actually have an opportunity to come to any event that we have. And our next major event is July the 24th through the 26th. And it's going to be an amazing experience right here in Atlanta, Georgia. All right, we're about to get started. Let's go. We're about to have a conversation. All right. Okay. So the conversation that we're about to have now is extremely important to me because it's informing everybody of things that are to come. Someone asked me a question in my Instagram story, because I have just put a link there where you can anonymously ask me questions. So all of you don't want to ask my personal business and know my tea, and you don't want me to know that I know it's you asking, you can click that link in my IG. Do it before you go to bed tonight, and I'll try to get to you. About 20 different questions came in, and I've just answered all of them back to back. And if you want to see the questions I have answered before, there are literally, and this is no lie, over 800 questions that I have been asked. And if you go to my Instagram, I know that's hard to believe, and you look at those little bubbles on it, you can go to question 1 series, question 2 series, all the way to question 8. And this time I'm doing it, I'm in the 900s now. So I am just receiving about 20 of your questions. So if you want to ask me something, you can. And if you want to know anything about the way that I think and feel about a plethora of things, you can just take your day and your time and go through all those little bubbles of questionnaires, those series right up under my picture inside of Instagram. There's little circles, and you can go and look at all of that. Could you try again? Is that my phone? I don't know who that man is. I don't even have no male voice for my thing. That's not Siri, but it's serious for this man to be talking to me, and I don't know who the hell he is. Who is you, sir? Where you go now? Sir, who is you? No, ain't nothing been said. You said call Siri. Let's see, this is Iran or either Russia playing on my phone. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all in the chat hear this? I don't know who this man is. I don't know his voice. I did not program him. I got a woman that be talking to me. I don't know who this man is. Sir, who is you? Siri? Siri. So how did that happen? That's very weird. This is Iran and Russia now. That's exactly who it is. Messing with me. Anyway. So you can go over there on my Instagram and look at the little bubbles, the little circles, and go in there and do all of that. And if you want to ask me a question, go to Instagram, whatever. All right, let me go ahead and get to what I was doing. Did y'all hear that man talk to me and I had not said nothing to him? That's somebody spying on me through my phone. And I know it's probably Russia or Iran, them, that done got together and upset. Okay, anyway, but if y'all are listening, can you please go to Mar-a-Lago or go over there to the White House and you go have a conversation with Trump? Because he's the reason, and his whole administration, that y'all got this stuff going on. We ain't got nothing to do with it. We don't have anything to do with this. Go bother Trump. Let the Americans alone, because it is not us. It's all them. What y'all call them? The Epstein. What is Iran calling them? The Epstein administration. Go get all of them. Ain't none of us went there to that house. We ain't never did nothing with the Epstein, nothing. That was all them. Y'all go and deal with them and let us be. Okay? All right. Okay, so the conversation that I'm going to have with you today is extremely important to me because it's giving you some insight into April. I want you to know that April, like February, is going to be major, major, major war escalation and events that will be transpiring. If you recall February the 1st, and I think I did this on this platform public, where I talked about all of the parallels that I saw as relates to past wars and what we were looking at in the calendar. That February the 1st, there were actual wars that began on that day or in that month. And I talked about the possibility of us seeing a war getting started. Ladies and gentlemen, I also highlighted February the 20th. What did I just say? Did y'all hear I say that? They said I got my tongue be doing some stuff. I also highlighted February the 20th, how Saturn and Neptune, I explained to you what both those planets were, how they were going in Aries. And then I told you all of the different wars that happened the last time they went in Aries. And then I gave this caveat. Not only are they in Aries, but they're in Aries at 0 degrees. I explained to you that if you look at the clock, just imagine a clock, an old school clock in your mind. If everything's sitting at noon and then the hands go to the 1, those measurements between there, I want you to think 30 degrees. This is how it is when a planet or some celestial body moves from one sign to the next. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the midpoint. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, all the way to 29. Then at 30, it goes, you're in the new sign. But everything's in movement. And so sometimes it may go into the sign and then it may go back a little bit and then go farther into the sign. Whenever that happens, that's a retrograde. And there's one particular planet we pay attention to that goes in retrograde because it's the communications planet, Mercury, and the technological planet, the planet that is known for your calendar and your scheduling and your deadlines. That's the planet that influences, or for lack of better words, rules that aspect of our human experience under the sun. So we pay attention to that because that can screw up stuff. But all of the planets and all of the celestial bodies, they go through these movements and retrogrades. And some of us pay attention to all of them. I can't say I'm one of those people that do that because most of the time I'm listening to what the Spirit is telling me. Hello? Hello? I can't hear you. Yeah, what's that again? I can now. I think, what is that? Oh, okay, I see what happened. Another person's face was coming up while you was talking. That was strange. Something's going on with my phone. Yes, it is, because I was sitting here I'm live right now, but can't nobody hear you. I was talking and the phone started talking to me out the blue while I'm live. I think it's Russia and Iran now. That's what I think. They can't. All right. All right, bye. All right. So, anyway, what the hell I was saying? Okay, so yeah, they that happens, but the only planet we pay attention to is Mercury. Most everybody I pay attention to. Well, I explained to you on February the 1st what was happening, all of the parallels. Told you February the 20th that Saturn and Neptune in Aries is a thing, but it been at 0 degrees. It's the world point. And there's an idea floating around in the astrological community that is the point. The scriptures say in the beginning, not that one. It says, how did Genesis start off? I was doing John 1. In the beginning was the word, and the word was God. Well, Genesis, in the beginning, they made heaven and earth and man and all of that. It's believed that was 0 degrees Aries. So when you had these two particular plants at 0 degrees Aries, it's the world point, and it symbolizes a global, governmental, and religious reset. I explained this to you guys. I said on or around February the 20th, we're going to be dealing with this energy of global reset. 8 days later, bam. And it will go down in history being the beginning of the war or wars or a period of wars. February the 28th. Or was it the 26th? 28? Okay, so 8 days later. And what I tell y'all about the number 8 and 12, whenever you see that in our news, whether it's 8 injured or 12 injured or 12 dead, 8, surviving, that is spirit giving this community particularly, but all of mankind, a signal that there is a message that is tied to this mania. And I hope you guys remember that, because I think I shared that with you guys and told you to pay attention to that. I want to say I was traveling in DC. I remember that live. That's amazing that I do. It was me and Nathan. And I got a suite right there by the Capitol building. And I explained this to y'all. So just like February started up on the first day, full moon, which literally means escalation and intensification. So hear me very well. April is going to be the intensification and the escalation, not just as relates to this war, but as it relates to everything that is happening in our world, even you, your emotions, your vision, your family, your relationships, everything heightened. As we're going into April is really the beginning of the year. And so April 1, starting the year off with a full moon, means I'm about to amplify and trigger up and ignite everybody and everything. Y'all got that? Have y'all got that? Are you hearing me on that? Please take a moment and hit like and hit share so as many people can hear this as possible. So that begins on April the 1st. April the 1st, like February the 1st, when this war started, starts out with a full moon. I think this is called the pink moon, and February the 1st was the snow moon. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to be very clear about this month of April and what is going to be happening and how it is going to affect you. And so when I talk to you about February the 20th, and I'm about to get into April, but I want to make sure you're clear on this, that world point, that global reset, Neptune and Saturn triggered up as they're moving into Aries. So you already know, because I told you that I wanted to talk to you about an Aries Stellium. At least I think I did. Did I say that before, Nancy? I did say to you guys, 8 planets are in Aries, are going to go into Aries. So that's a stellium. A stellium is anytime you have 2 or more, actually it's usually 3, but I'm going to say 2 or more planets or bodies in the same sign at the same time. And you're not supposed to say this has never happened before, but ladies and gentlemen, it's never happened before. February the 20th, Saturn and Neptune, 0 degrees Aries, had never happened before. What did I tell you this year was a turning point, tipping point year? And here we are just in the 4th month we're about to go into, and we've already had never before events signaled in the heavens. This is going to be the energy of 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, 2030. The never before hasn't occurred before historically. That is the energy of the entire period. And if you go back to 2024, the end of the year when I was doing the lives about 2025 to 2030, I talked about it being the transformative phase for us all. And I talked about it being the transformative phase for the entire planet. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going into. You and I are going to live the most important aspects of human history together, hand in hand. It has not happened the way it's going to happen. This is the most phenomenal time in human history. And you and I, we're participating in it. And we need not make the mistakes of our forefathers who did not know they were living in times that we will be referring to now. I think if they knew that, they would have moved differently within themselves and amongst themselves. If they could look back now and see how they were on the wrong side of history and how they made the wrong decision, how they were lied to, and it really wasn't a test, It was really them doing whatever that they were doing under the guise of them doing a test. Come on, Tuskegee. So I want you guys to be very cognizant that 2026 is the turning point year, and it is the tipping point year, and it is the energy of this transformative change phase. When the World Point Global Reset happened, now mind you, 2 years prior, my whole conversation was global, 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 global. Saturn, Neptune, 0 degrees, Aries was the global reset. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 areas of reset that February the 20th symbolized. 4 areas of reset. This is for February the 20th and what it unlocked. Number 1, political systems. That's power structure shifts and leadership model changes. Number 2, financial systems, currency pressure, and new systems introduced or tested. Number 3, religious or spiritual systems, old belief systems challenged, rise of alternative frameworks. That is the whole deconstruction and decolonization conversation. And the 4th area, media and truth, confusion versus clarity battle, and the narrative control war, the shifting of narrative. And because that happened in the heavens February the 20th, when Saturn and Neptune went 0 degrees in Aries at the world point, it has had a psychological effect on everybody. All beliefs stop making sense. A lot of us feeling urgent to act because it was what? In Aries. What sign is the sun just went into and going deeper into? Aries. That is why on or around February the 20th, there was initiation of that war. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going into the initiation, the igniting and escalation of more war energy. But this is a blanket that's going over us all. It's not just Israel and USA and Iran. Other people are going to be invited into that. But this is also me and you in our personal life. Okay, so there was a psychological effect on everybody at that time as they came to that point in Aries. And people have less patience with authority, and people in authority have less patience, more individuality, assertion. All of that is because of what happened at the world point with Saturn and Neptune and Aries. Now, here we go into April 1. Deeper we will go throughout the month into the Aries energy. So there are 8 bodies that are going into Aries. So this is an Aries Stellium. Put that in the chat. An Aries Stellium. Stellium. You know, these are the things that I'm passionate about, and and it may not be as interesting or get as many interaction or views with people, but I'd rather just do what I want and feel to do. My ego don't need clicks and views. Okay? But I want as many people as, I see, this one I'm doing it for. See, Alicia, she says, what's she saying? No, that isn't what she said. No, she says, that's so interesting. Oh, I love that. I love that. That makes me want to have conversation more. Because you know, this kind of conversation I like to have in my regular life. Okay? So Aries Stellium, y'all writing it in there? Now, Stellium, 2 or more bodies in the same sign. In fact, some of you don't even know you're kissed by the heavens because you haven't pulled your chart. Now, see, if you were in my community, I can help you with that. I could help you out here, but it ain't going to take 10 minutes to do it. But some of you have stelliums in your chart. What does that mean? I have the same planets in the same sign in a house. Remember, the clock split up in 12. The clock, your personal clock, is your natal or birth chart, how the heavens look when you were born. And you may have some planets that were in certain signs, in certain houses. And if you got maybe 3 planets in your 4th house, that's all in the same sign, that would be a stellium in whatever sign that is. This that we're discussing is 8. That is crazy. 8 whole planets in the same sign at the same time. And I'm going to tell you the actual hours and days that all 8 are in that sign, because 2 of the bodies is Chiron and your moon. Well, let's say Chiron and the moon. You know, the moon goes through all the different cycles. So it's only a period when everybody, including the moon, is in the same sign, all 8. And I'm going to tell you what dates they are, because they are going to be terribly important days. All right? So everybody put it in there. Aries Stellium. Tarot says I have a Virgo Stellium. In what house? That'll be good. It's always good to know. I am a Capricorn and I have an Aries Stellium. In which house? Know which house your stellium is in, because if you are in the community or your celestial circle, you're in the school of prophets and mystics, and you went through the old one, so you know what each house means. I think I'm an Aquarius sun sign, and then I have an Aquarius stellium, which makes me a unique type of Aquarius. It advances certain aspects of my Aquarius characteristics. Okay, but let's not get off into that. Okay, so let's look at the planets. It's the sun that's in Aries, the moon in Aries, briefly, because the moon moves fast. Your moon always deal with the emotional aspect of you. Like, you should know your main signs. My moon sign is actually Taurus. which I know is the only reason why me and Shamako can get along the way that we do, because everything else we buck. He's actually a Taurus, because me and Taurus don't really fit. But anyway, Sun, Aries, Moon, Aries, Mercury in Aries. Now, if y'all in the school, you know what these planets mean. Mars is in Aries, of course, because you know. Oh my God. I don't know if you understand what that means, because Mars is already Aries ruler. So the sun being in Aries, we know that's connected to Mars energy because Mars rules Aries. But Mars is actually in Aries along with the sun and the moon and Mercury and Saturn and Neptune and Chiron. What? Now you got the planets that are closer to us and those that are farther out that are slow moving, meaning when they go into a sign, they stay for years. Right now we got Pluto that is in what sign? Aquarius. Going to be there 20 years. We got Uranus on the 26th of April that's about to go into what? Gemini. It's going to stay there all the way to like 2033. So these are more slower moving planets. But those slow moving planets, they indicate energy for decades and long periods. So that's why they're terribly important. All right, you're getting ahead of yourself, Reid. So the 8 bodies that are in the heaven, flung there by the hand of God, the heavens are telling of his glory and our story. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron. And one last one, Venus. Now, y'all, this is terribly important because Venus goes into Aries on the 5th through the 6th, and it stays in Aries until May. So Venus is the other planet. So how many is that? That's 8. Sure enough, ain't it? That's 8. Now let's look at what all 8 of these planets govern, and then we're going to look at the planets, how they show up in the sign of Aries. Now, the sun is your identity. A lot of people talk about, what are you? I'm an Aquarius. I am a Virgo. I am a Libra. I am a Scorpio. I am a Leo. You're telling people what your sun sign is. And the sun represents your dominant identity. It also tells us how you show up as a leader. It also shows us how you're seen sometimes visibly. It's what is front and centered and highlighted in your personality. That's what the sun represents. So when someone says they are an Aquarius, they're pretty much giving you a gist of the possibility of the patterns that are in their characteristics. I want to get you guys out of this fear of talking about the planets because they done demonized them so bad, but these are literally the things that are inside of you. We are an extension of the heavens. The water, the stardust, and all is in us. We are it and it is us. He is us and we are him or her or she or they. God is not disconnected from our existence. We are existing one and same with him. Same material is in us. His residence is right here. So when I say that I'm an Aquarius, I'm giving glory to the Son of God, the S-O-N of God and the S-U-N of God, because that is telling of where the sun was, S-U-N, when I was born. So this idea of I'm not any of those signs, I'm the cross. some ridiculous rhetoric that I've heard from people that say that they're prophets and pastors, and they do not have the education and the wherewithal to understand that the sun is the brightest and the biggest. And it is literally how we name Jesus, the Son of God. In fact, the adoration of Jesus comes from sun worship. So when someone says, I am an Aquarius, they are honoring God. Oh my God. That's the opposite. I know what they tell y'all, right? But when somebody says, I am a Cancer, they are honoring God. Ow! When somebody says, I'm a Libra, they are honoring God. And y'all stupid, since it's talking about the cross is my sign. Dumb, and dumb. You can't get no dumber. You're not taking anything from God. You are literally boasting your identity. Because it was his plan, the exact degree, the exact time. When the sun in the perfect place, the moon is here, your rising is over there, your descendant sign is there. All of that was thought out by the divine intelligence. So when you say, I want you to put in the chat what your sign is, and I want you to say it with that awareness and clarity that you are glorifying God's handiwork called you. Absolutely. So I boldly say my sign. I'm not responsible for you being stupid as hell. I'm not responsible for you to be scared of facts and information. I know who I am. I am the Son, S-U-N, of God. I am an Aquarius. Okay, so that's what the sun. I'm gonna get. I mean, let's move faster. Thais told me he goes live at 9, so make sure I'm off before the internet. Gonna know some LRL's watch. Okay, so now that's what the sun is, your identity. The moon is your emotional body, and it can also show you what your instinct is, and how you will react in real time, which makes sense for me being a Taurus, because my knee-jerk reaction is whip your ass. And then the flip side of that is to show up and help you and really, I hate to say it, mother you. Because the bull now is stubborn, it fights, it's hard to tame. But in Indian astrology, I think it is, or Hellenistic astrology, that bull is actually a cow. So there's always this split in the Taurus reaction to things. Either they're going to show up as a fight and real rough and stubborn, or they're going to show up as a matriarch, as a mom, as someone caring. Yeah. So it's the word of your emotions and how you react in real time. So Mako, what's your moon? Not what you said it was. God has redone your stuff. I forgot what your moon is. I think your moon is Pisces. You thought it was Gemini, but it's Pisces. Mako watching? Nancy, what's your moon? Your moon is Scorpio. Makes sense. Because in a situation, you react like you have to protect yourself and get the other person before they get you. You got to think Scorpion. That is you all day long. All day, every day on my darn black nerves. Okay. What Marco say anything in the chat? I think Marco Moon is Pisces. I know his son is Taurus, of course. Let me know what Marco say. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me move ahead on. I see y'all having a conversation in the chat. Enjoy yourself, and then I may take some questions. Okay, so the next, because we're doing the planets, what they govern. Then I'm gonna tell you what they look like in this Aries stellium. His rising, but that's his old stuff. I redid it because it wasn't right, because his timing wasn't right. Marco, go back into the Chat GPT. Tell Chat GPT to only use the astronomy of NASA, because they have the proper picture of the sky at the time you were born. And then also tell them, so mention NASA, space intel, and then give them your birth date and time, and we don't need a location. Your date and time. Don't put like, if it's PM or AM, tell them what time, Eastern Standard Time or Pacific. All of that is going to give you different. So do that and then let me know what it's saying, because it's not that. I don't think. Or am I mixing that up with Junior? Somebody's I just reworked. Anyway, so Mercury, the third planet that's going to go into this Aries stellium. But I want to tell you what Mercury is. You already know: communication, information, markets, how people think, speak, trade, and exchange. Keyword here is trade. Mars, action. This is the energy of Mars. Action, aggression, military energy, how things move, how things fight, how things initiate. Saturn, structure, law, institutions, consequences, what is enforced, what is restricted, what is rebuilt. I pray y'all listening to me so that this can make sense in your head, because I'm giving you what these planets govern. And then when I'm going to put them in Aries, and I'm going to tell you what Aries is, you're going to really see what's about to happen. Larry, are you saying that the heavens are prophesying? I'm saying that heavens are telling the pattern and the possibility and the capacity of what could be. And when we look at the patterns, it's a clincher, because April the 1st is the pink moon and is a full moon, and that's an escalating energy. And there were actually things, wars, civil wars, many wars, you guys, that started in April historically. You think that's a coincidence? No. And I'm going to tell you about those wars. Neptune, belief systems, illusions, religion, media, what people believe versus what is real. So this whole deconstruction and decolonization conversation, the heavens say that this is the conversation of the moment. Chiron deals with your shadow, where your wounds and the areas that are pain that need to be addressed, your healing. It literally means that we're pulling this up so we can address it and heal it. That's what Chiron governs. Venus, last one, what you value, how you relate to things, how you receive, and how you experience pleasure. If you are a bottom or a woman, I probably can look at Venus placement in your chart and see that your pleasure comes from receiving. I ain't gonna get into that. I can look at your chart and just about tell what way you like to have sex, whether you like to ride, missionary, cowgirl, reverse cowgirl. All of that is in your chart. But I ain't gonna do that. But I'm certain I'm getting an idea about an app that's sexual astrology that's coming in my mind. But let me put that over to the side. I got something else I'm working on that I got to announce in about a year and 2 months. Okay, so Venus also says what you attract and how you attract and what you can tolerate. So those are the 8 planets and what they represent. Now let's look at them in Aries, because April the 15th, 16th, and 17th. April the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Write that down. The Aries Stellium. And I'm going to tell you the times. These are the dates. On or around these dates, there is going to be a significant, and we're already in the energy of it, there's going to be a significant, major happening that will involve the world and affect your world on or around April the 15th, 16th, and 17th. Now, I said on or around because everything shifts and moves in the heaven. February the 20th, 8 days later, this war began. On the 1st of February, full moon. April, on the 1st, full moon. On or around 15, 16, 17, because all 8 go into Aries and intensify and amplify Aries energy, which is war. Fight, start something, quick action. Any Aries under the sound of my voice, y'all know your shadow side is impulsive and you think later. You move now, then think later. That's on your shadow side. Don't feel bad. We all have our shadow side. My shadow side, think you know everything. My shadow side is aloof. My shadow side don't care about the people right around me, but care about all the people out there. You see, we all got it. Say it again. Okay, what's Monko's comment? What is saying? Let's see. Okay, so Sun, Taurus, Moon, Gemini, Rising, Ascendant. Monko, Rising and Ascendant is the same thing. So you saying Sun, Taurus, Moon, Gemini. I don't see your Ascendant. Aquarius. Oh, your Ascendant is Aquarius? Ain't that crazy? And your descendant Leo. Oh my God. Now see, this is correct. This is correct. Okay, because something I say about Mako all the time. If you ask Mako what he wants, it's just like you ask 159 different people what they want. He don't never know what he wants. Gemini deals with scattered brainness on their shadow side. And I often tell him, I said, Mako, you flighty, you finicky. It's like 4 F's. And that's where that comes from. One day, Mako say he like it, the next day he don't like it. That's the shadow side of Gemini. Now, the Taurus, Sun, you all know because he fight cuss fuss. Aquarius, Rising. So this makes me understand why a lot of people think that me and Mako have a lot of similarities, although we're totally different, because in situations he will show up like an Aquarius. So he'll show up as a judge between wrong and right. He'll show up and approach it with an Aquarius mind, more cerebral. And I see that sort of showing up in him quite a bit. Yeah. It seems like Mako isn't being led by his heart, which is the feminine aspect of the Taurus. Remember, it's a bull and a cow, a mom and a fighting, fiery dad. And you got to remember that Taurus is feminine negative. I know you may, what is he talking about? All of the signs, you got some air, some water, some that are fire, earth, Taurus is that, then some negative, some positive, some feminine, some masculine. Aquarius is masculine, Taurus is feminine. This ain't the time for that, but go and study. Okay, and so, and then him and Nathan bump heads. Nathan is a Leo, but then they act like siblings, and one day you think they're the best of friends, next day like they can't stand each other, can't get along, especially on Mako end. And then Nate pop off at the mouth and stuff and all of that. Your descendant is going to tell you something. Your descendant is really the people you should partner with. Your descendant also, there's sometimes going to be a little fight there. But for the most part, your descendant makes a great match for friendship and also business and possibly beyond platonic, even romantic. So that is very interesting, isn't it? All right, let's move away from that. Because y'all got me off topic. Nathan said, mess with him, though I dare anyone. And see, that's where that comes from. That's that descendant thing. Yeah. Okay. If this is boring, I'm having a great time, but I may be fully masturbating. But because this is so pleasurable to me. I love this. This is what I missed about my former mentor. Because we can just talk about anything and get lost in it and just lost, But so I'm really enjoying this, but I don't know if you are. It's good for me. Is it good for you? Do it hurt now that you pull out? Let me know. Tamara says, I'm enjoying, but I want to know about the sex part. We'll do that inside of the community. We'll do that over there. Yeah. Okay, this is good. I'm hearing this is good. All right. It feels good. All right. I was fast stroking. I'm a slow stroke you. Ow. That's quality conversation. Okay, great. But look, quality conversation only got like 500 something people. But we were having another kind of conversation. We have all these folk in here with all this kind of going on. All right, make sure you hit like and you share, because there may be somebody out there that will benefit a lot from this. Whew, okay, all right. Today is it's the 30th, and it's the third month. So we do $3. It's anything with 3 threes in it. Remind me to do that before I get off, Nancy. All right. All right. So let's look at. First, let me tell you what happens to anything that goes into Aries. The core themes of Aries is this: initiation, independence, speed, conflict, confrontation, identity, assertion, move now, think later energy. Aries don't process, it acts. Aries doesn't wait, it forces movement. Y'all, this is what we're going to see. From the time I'm talking to you to the time I sign off, get ready for it. Because you remember, prophets and apostles announce movement. So from the time I get off, the energy is already present. But that April the 15th, 16th, 17th stellium, the energy of it is already riding. And we're going to see a stupid decision. We're going to see a knee-jerk response that's going to cost a lot. That's going to have to later be fixed up and patched up. You need to be careful and make sure you don't do that, because that's the energy that's here. Don't be careful. You be woke up the next morning. What did I do? This is why, which is what prophets are for. So they can tell you before it occurs, the possibility or the prediction of what is going to happen. So be careful. Talk to yourself right now. You know you better than me. I don't know what your thing is. You can set your whole diet back in April because of that. Don't wait. Right now satisfaction. Can't take no delayed response. I got to do it now. It means fight, move, initiate, act. Now that's great for leadership because Aries are typically leaders. But Aries want to dominate everything. That is the energy we're going into. And y'all, it is not even, oh my God, because Kendall, can you look up and see what sign Iran is and what sign Israel is? I know America is a Cancer. And the descendant is Gemini, and we got a Gemini in the White House. I do know that. But make sure you ask the question right so ChatGPT don't tell you no bull, because it will do that. Wait a minute, Iran is an Aries? Are you kidding me? April the 1st? Oh my Jesus. Do you think that they would do something big on April the 1st because they know that's when so they are, and Israel is a Taurus. Oh my God. Yeah, they start 1947, their birthday, right? 48. What? And May 14th. So they were almost well, not almost. Y'all, this is so America with this emotional self, and Cancers like to protect their home, and they'll protect their home and their security at all costs. And they will even do it in illegal, unethical ways. We're talking about the shadow side of the Cancer. So that makes them prone to be reactive to get you. And then protect itself, because that's the crab, the shell. Oh my God. Y'all, this is a perfect storm. And now the heavens is moving all of this into Aries. The heavens are really aligned with Iran. It doesn't make sense to say this because we have the biggest military, but it looked like Iran is going to win this war. And they're going to win it I'm looking at the planets now. They're going to win the war through the emotional knee-jerk response of the Cancer, which is America. Anything moving into Aries, the thinking becomes reactive, emotions become explosive, money becomes impulsive. This is something Aries deal with a lot of times, having and not having, extremes, because they are impulsive on their shadow side. Relationships become confrontational. Governments act quickly under pressure. All of this happens in Aries. Narratives become aggressive or distorted. So we're going to start hearing some language that is very aggressive, particularly from Iran. And then the Cancer is going to be triggering up Aries energy. Action overriding strategy. No patience, no waiting, no full information, just movement and action. Now, what do these planets look like in Aries? Let's look at that. The sun in Aries, leadership becomes bold and confrontational, aggressive. Moon in Aries, emotions become reactive and impulsive. Y'all see what's happening here? Mercury in Aries, communication becomes fast, blunt, sometimes reckless. Mars in Aries. Action becomes dominant, aggressive, decisive, at home in war. When I tell you Iran is so prepared, Iran feels at home in a war. Whew. Saturn in Aries, structure becomes forced, pressured. Structures get rebuilt in action. So we may see some structural changes that happen in April, moving forward out of April even to May, some structural changes within the government. Force change. Neptune in Aries, beliefs become activated, weaponized, or exposed. Chiron in Aries, identity wounds become visible, and triggered up. Remember, it's your wounds. Y'all be careful. Venus, volatile money and relationship decisions become impulsive. This is what Venus looked like in Aries. This meet up quick, fast, one night, stupid. Passion purchases. Not well thought out. Immediate gratification. Ready or not. Safe or not. Smart or not. Be careful. Because that is in the heavens, so the possibility is in the earth. So we're not just dealing with energy in the month of April. Because of this 8th Aries Stellium, we're dealing with every layer of human function firing at the same time. And it is spring, which is why April is placed the way that it is at the beginning of spring, because it's like the head of it, the takeoff of it, it launches. So you have all of these things in the heaven that are just pointing to something starting and something getting active. And in a way that isn't well thought out, it's sort of reactionary. So your identity has been activated. Your emotions are being activated through the moon. Your thoughts have been activated through Mercury. Action has been activated through Mars. Systems are being activated through Saturn. It's nothing but activation. Beliefs are being activated through Neptune. Wounds are being activated through Chiron. And your pleasure center has been activated through Venus. Everything pointing towards initiation, a new start, conflict, something new, action. So this is concentration. This isn't a balance. This is a concentration, a convergence. This is pressure buildup. Aries pressure buildup. Everything concentrated in one sign. It creates an overdrive. So we're going to see decisions happen fast. Leaders are going to be moving quickly. Policies change suddenly as we move into this energy that is in April. And remember that stellium, 15, 16, 17, that is the clincher there. Conflict rises. Military, interpersonal. Be careful when you're talking to talking to each other, because you have less of a desire to negotiate in this energy. Narratives shift very quickly. News cycles speed up. Information becomes reactive. Systems get forced to change. So there's going to be pressure on institutions to shift and to change. Beliefs get tested. Y'all know that's Neptune and Saturn. But that's Neptune in Aries. And emotional volatility increases. Spirit be with me. We gotta watch them emotions. I'm gonna say this. I say for the next 40 days, we all go on emotional evaluation, concentration, and consecration. Emotional evaluation, concentration, and consecration. Because we need to be watchful. When everything is in Aries, everything gets fast. It speed overrides strategy. We just came out of a whole month of Spirit saying, I'm slowing you down so you can adjust everything at this trajectory point. And here it is. We're going into April full speed. The energy is changing to quick, fast. I hope you got your stuff and you really done the work. Now, what is the opportunity in this Aries energy? Aries deal with leadership and initiating and starting things. Breakthrough can happen really fast for you. You could show up as a bold leader in this energy. You can start and implement a new system in this energy because of all that Aries is. But I want you to remember, everything that governs how you think, feel, and act, believe, and build is firing all at one time. And all of it saying, move, go, now, move, go, get it. This is every human function operating in the same aggressive frequency. Mind, emotion, money, love, war, government, belief, trauma, all with that aggressive 40 days. Let's do 40 days. Let's give us time to get out of this stellium energy, this convergence of Aries. When every major force, money, war, government, emotion, and communication and belief, move into Aries at the same time, the entire world doesn't slow down to think. It just moves. Y'all, that's where we are. I'm almost done. April 1, pink moon starts out, the month starts with growing and intensifying energy. Oh my God. Now, full moons increase emotional and psychological intensity. It increases it. And when that lines up with the already existing tensions in our personal life and in our world globally, what's happening energetically with power, with energy, and with money, oil, these existing tensions, they escalate under a full moon. And we cannot act like the American Civil War and World War I and the Iraq War did not start in April. All of these wars started in April. The American Civil War, April the 12th, 1861, Fort Sumter. But it's also the month that the American Civil War ended. So we could see an escalation in all the craziness. And then at the end of the month, going into May, which I had said, it looks like middle of May, things could come to some kind of resolve or resolution. But I also told you that it would be the time for you to start getting your plans and stuff together, because it's going to come up again in 2027. And China is going to be an important aspect when that happens. And we can actually see some things happening in Asia prior to that with Taiwan. So the American Civil War happened in April. World War I, April 1917. The U.S. entered the World War. What day? What month? April 1917. Can you find me the actual date that America entered the war? In April, the year was 1917. Here we go. The World War I. And when they entered it, it shifted the whole direction of the conflict. April the 6th. Ooh, okay, so we're looking at this getting closer to the 5th. See, this is why astrology is important. And let me tell you why most church people throw it away. Number one, because they're lazy and stupid. You see, I'm yawning and stuff. It's better to do what their pastor say than just be stupid in a nice spiritual way. Because with astrology, you got to research and look at history, because you're looking at patterns and you drawing conclusions. And some math is involved in that. So American Civil War, the World War, all of this is in April. The Rwandan genocide started in April, which ain't talked about a lot. That was on the 7th. So the 6th, 7th, the 12th, American Civil War began. Oh my God. America backed the invasion. See, this is a pattern. America backed the invasion of Cuba. Cuba got invaded in April. Ain't Cuba right now in the dark? And that's by America's hand. Trump just said the other day about taking over Cuba, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. He said something similar to that about Cuba, doing in Cuba what we done in Venezuela, and just take it over. You can't do that. Cuba is like one of the only countries in the West, one of few, that aren't under our rule. I think they're under the rule of Europe. No, not Europe. Is it Russia? He believed he would have the honor of taking over Cuba, and described it as a weakened nation. You see here? So that's a pattern there. We could see something happen with Cuba in April because America backed the invasion of Cuba April the 17th, 1961. April of 2003, in the Iraq War, is when Baghdad fell. Now, America was in that war too, right? Is that, I think people don't say that we lost that war or the Afghan war. But tell me what it was. So all of this is terribly important for us to look at because it's telling us that April is going to be more intense than February was, and February when all of it kicked off. Wow. I'm going to give you an opportunity to ask me questions, but before I do that, this is March, so it's 3, and it's the 30th, so that's 2 3. So we're going to add 3, another 3, anything in 333. Can I need your help? We're going to put the link in the chat. That's $3.33, $13.33. I think $13.33 is a good one. That's good. $13.33. If you want to do more than that, $33.33 because you love me so much. That's so nice. But $13.33, let's do those three. $3.33, $13.33, and $33.33. Let me show you how you are able to do that donation to this platform, the MBN Network Global. There's a link in the chat. That's the best way. Or you can do Zelle. That's actually probably the best way, from your bank to MBN Network Global's bank. That email is donations@mbnnetworkglobal.org. Or you can mail it in to 780 Marasco Drive Northeast, 244-224 Atlanta, Georgia, 30324. All right. So right now we're doing the donations. It's not seed sowing, it's just you giving. And unless personally you want to make it a seed. And you can also ask me a question, and I answer your question if I know it. Just put it in the chat. Wait a minute, Letitia, is this true? All these wars were in April? See, she took it further, y'all. It's a lot of war in it, just more than what we have in February. No more Cash App. On the Cash App, I have a Cash App. $ Larry Reid. No. All right, so you can ask me a question and I will answer it. You put it in the chat. I can drop a link if y'all want to. Thank you, Crystal Williams, for $13.33. I don't feel like doing no. Just put it in the. Let's put it. I'm sorry, I'm hungry too. Just put the question in the chat. I would love a hot dog with slaw and onions and. Is that those clothes? See if they. I think they close off of Piedmont. I would like a old nasty hot dog. Just dirty. I mean, with onions and slaw and cheese and mayo, ketchup, mustard, and chili. Just old nasty hot dog. That just when I bite it, just drip down right here. Oh, I ain't gonna be able to make that. We close at 9 o'clock. No, I didn't say NASA astrology. Use NASA as a reference as relates to what the heavens look like when you were born. I have my ChatGPT program with that. Aries is the god of war, right? April is a warring month. Absolutely. DeQuincy, thank you. Wow. MLK was assassinated in April? Whoa. Look at all this war action, impulsive energy historically. See, we're doing together what you would do personally because it's just pattern recognition in the heavens and then with history and then in the earth. That's all it is. I know y'all. Y'all know I'm a fat guy in my spirit. You did? Wait a minute, DeQuincy, we still here? When I finish, you be like, all right, see y'all later. Thank you so very much. Thank you for that, TM. Thank you so much, Shelley. You said I don't have either of those on Cash App you. The link in the chat, you can do that too as well, baby, but that's no problem. You can Cash App me, no problem. I didn't even draw that parallel. So y'all help me recognize the pattern. But he was a civil rights person. Who are the civil rights people right now? Anybody that has a energy of Black leader. In the month of April, they could be targeted because people get stirred up, knee-jerk response and action, don't think. So one of our leading voices could definitely have an attempt on their life, or at least dealing with some kind of energy of attack. Because April is already Aries, that's historically, but now we're Sun, Aries, and the stellium that amplifies all of that. That's something that we could see. Abraham Lincoln was killed in the same month. That's a pattern. That's a pattern. And he let the slaves go. I mean, he really had no choice. But that's two. See, this is what I do all the time. Well, not all the time, sometimes on my own. So this did that. That's two. Civil rights. Wow. So Al Sharpton, Jasmine Crockett, these are people we need to throw some words around them. Really? You see, that's another pattern. Look at there. This is I want to say the heavens are telling of God's glory and our story. You got to pay attention to patterns and believe patterns over people. Hitler born, and that Hitler was an Aries. He was in the shadow side of that Aries all day long, but showed up as a leader. Look at here. April. Pattern. We done it together, y'all. Y'all gotta find me something to eat. No, there ain't no Nathan's hot dog around here. I wish there was. Thank you so much, Darlene Gray and Miss Del Terrell. I didn't know y'all wanted to send me cash apps, but that's a blessing. Thank you. Somebody said this is mind blowing. I know, right? Thank you, Rhonda. Thank you, Latina. I'm doing a 36-hour fast and 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Can't get here fast enough. That's good. You fast. Why you on that fast folder? Put my name and be a network global name, Larry Reid Live LC. Everybody connected to me and anything I've ever founded. Throw me in there. You don't know what to say, just let your tongue just speak. Because you get a charge when you are fasting. not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. It may, a lot of times you don't feel like it when you're on it. You feel the effects of it afterwards. Another assassination in the same month. You see that now? What is it called when you have the ability to see animals? When I look at a person, for example, I was looking at a person, but I certainly saw a dinosaur with a vest and a long tail. Oh, that's just a sight gift, an ability to see the energy and the function that is tied to a particular person, place, or thing. And that is something that you need to hone in on. You need to list. Let me tell you how you can grow your abilities if you just stay perceptive and begin to perceive. Do not miss Wednesday on the main platform because I'm going to talk about the spirit world and spirit relay, meaning how the spirit relays messages. This is like first session School of Prophets and Mystics that we don't even do no more. But it's going to be beneficial for everybody. It's going to be also probably a little brush up for some, but we're going to do it on the main stage. Reason being is because we dealt with the turning point, the tipping point, the trajectory point, and I think we're going to deal with the perception point. We're going to deal with our ability to perceive when it comes to spirit, when it comes to our own self, when it comes to what is happening in the world. We're sort of doing perception and perception. I said it twice. Perception and perceptive point work together as a group, looking at the patterns that we see in April, this war assassination energy. See, that's perception point work, to where you begin to identify patterns and you're able to project or and look into what could be. The Boston Marathon bombing took place in April. Y'all see this now? They can't make this up. You have that ability as well? Yeah. Wow. April is Confederate Heritage Month. Thank you, Gladys Terrell. Dorothy Curtis, thank you. Okay, I'm looking for a question I missed. All right. All right. My birth chart has just confirmed and blown my mind at the same time. Dr. Larry, I'm late to doing this. You did tell us this years ago, but I'm here now. It's okay. All right. I'm tracking with you. I've been telling my church April is the month of acceleration. What are some books to get started in the celestial laws? Oh my God, thank you. One particular book that I always suggest by Roy Gilliard. Y'all put that, but it's in my Amazon store. I actually put my Amazon store link in there. Okay, the link is about to be put in there right now. You can order it from my store, Amazon store, and the name of it is, what is the name of the book? It's by Roy Gilliard. Oh my God. Secret Language of Astrology. Yeah. Definite. So you'll see how that pastor or preacher, the spirit told him it's a month of acceleration. But look at the heavens that are confirming that. And see, this is why I tell you guys, you need the Holy Ghost and a strong prayer life. But you do not rely just on that. When you sit, you don't just rely on your prayer life and your faith. You also look at the science and you begin to take medicine. Well, see, the heavens and pattern reckoning, that's the science of the prophetic and the science of spirit. And you should be involved in all of those things, especially you call yourself a prophet. So $3.33, $13.33, or $33.33. You can call it a seed or whatever your need is. Cause if you have a need, your seed calls you to see to the need. The root word of the word seed is see. So when you sow a seed, you actually get sight as relates to the harvest. It passes through time, and then there's harvest. Seed, time, harvest. Yeah. All right. All right. Well, I'm done. I feel complete. Wednesday is going to be really fun for me. It should be educational for you guys, but I'm really excited about talking about the spirit world because the spirit world exists, and the spirit world is not over there. And a lot of times we say that, but I don't want to get into that now. But the spirit world exists, is real, and the spirit world is here. Let me just say that. And I'll explain it on Wednesday. And this is going to help you receive messages and insight from the spirit, because of how I'm going to explain and show you. And I want you to know I come from a line of spiritual people and prophets. And so when it comes to this type of conversation, you probably are going to have the opportunity to have a conversation about the spirit world with someone that has proven track record of being a light worker, a deliverance preacher, I don't know, an exorcist, what do you want to call it, for years. So I'm pulling from all of that, and I'm going to share it with you because it is important to get your eyes open moving forward. All the saints that's watching, it's important for your eyes to be very clear and single as you're going into April. So that's going to be how we're going to start out on Wednesday. So be prepared Wednesday. Come with the seed. I don't know what's going to be. Probably 8. So we'll be dealing with the I and or 4s because the 4th month. So probably 4s and 8s that we're going to be dealing with. So be prepared to sow after I teach. And this that we're sowing on Wednesday is the first day in the full moon of the entire month. So make sure you come. Tell your pastor, tell whoever to be watching on Wednesday at 7 p.m. We'll be right here. I wasn't supposed to do this live because I told those that I served yesterday I was taking off until Wednesday night, but I'm sitting here. So, but I'm taking off now for a whole day and a half, and I won't see you anymore, I don't think, until Wednesday. I may pop on Wednesday morning for prayer. So if you're in Patreon, you may get a notification. But Wednesday night is the next time I'm up here on the main platform. So I see you then. Thank all of you for your support, for donating. I only saw a few of you in the chat. I know some of you don't want your name called. You don't want people to know you watching. But I will see that. Oh yeah, and Wednesday is the first day of Passover. Okay. All right. So I will see you guys then. Lala says, my birthday is going to be loaded. Taruma offering seeds on Pink Moon and celebrating me. I'm manifesting. Yeah, I got to remember to sing your happy birthday. I'm going to do that while we live on Wednesday. Who else's birthday is on the 1st, April 1st? Do I have a hoodoo book that suggests it should be in my, yes. It's the Amazon store link. For those of you that do not know, hoodoo ain't nothing but the marriage between what the white man put in the hand of our ancestors, his version of Christianity, and the practices of our people. Some of them were Yoruba practices. Some of them were Ifa. Some of them were Dogon or Akan spirituality and practices. Some even were African Christian, not like Western Christianity, but all different types and kinds of Muslim, all different types and kinds of people they were in the transatlantic slave. Hoodoo is a newer tool of our people because that happened because we're brought over. And the marriage of those tools is how we got the Black church. All the ring dancing and conjuring and prophecy and seeing, all of that comes out of Africa. That comes out of our people. Any tool you put in our hand, white man, we Africanize it. We make it black. And we've always done that. And when they brought us over, really it was the first invention of our people here was really hoodoo. And then with our dance and our singing and the way we done our voice, then we created all this music. We are the roots of country. We're the roots of rock. We're the roots of blues. We're the roots of funk. All of that is Africa. And that comes out of us. Anytime you put a tool in our hand, we're going to Africanize it. They prayed, but then when Black people prayed, then it was something different. They worshiped, but when we worship, they praised him, but when we praised him, then and that happened early on. Now it's recorded like 1901, 1902, and then you go on Azusa, Charles Parham, because of what he did, and that's a whole story. He was from the East, and then you got William Seymour and what he did, and then you end up with what we know today as being the Black church, but it really is hoodoo church. Simple as that. Simple as that. And the more that white Christians embraced us, they saw the money in it. And so then they really began to use some Black faces for their white spaces, i.e. Bishop Carlton Pearson. And him alone is the reason why the Black church got mainstream on these white platforms. And then, of course, things begin to happen and you begin to see new Black faces in these white spaces that sort of brought us on the main stage because there was money in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a long story. That's a lot of history in that. Yes, we are the blueprint. We are. Yeah, somebody just told us that. Okay. All right, let me let you guys go. This was a great conversation. I had a great time. I hope you did too. I love you. Wolipa love this away. I say, straight from my heart to yours. Take care of yourself. Please hit like, hit share. Watch this again and again if you want to before April the 1st. I'll be back here on April the 1st having a conversation about the spirit world and sight and spirit relaying messages and how we get all of that. See you later. Goodbye. Play something out here. What am I going to play going out there? I won't play no song. Oh, put your dreams into the chat to this right here. I'm going to put the link in there so it can merge with your chat GPT. I know many of you have been having dreams, and I want to help you decode this message that spirit is giving to you. See, you are consistently receiving signals, and you're consistently seeing symbols. Some of you have been seeing numbers, and then you dream these things, and you're sitting in a wonder. Well, I've created a chat GPT. I want you to click the link and I want you to download it, and it'll show up on the left-hand side, and it says the dream guide from the side. I've been interpreting dreams for many years. So click the link and you are going to be able to have me in your pocket, on your device, on your phone, whenever you wake up first thing in the morning. Write down the dream and then copy and paste it into the chat GPT. Then it's going to give you the interpretation and explain to you the symbols. Be very descriptive in your typing up of the dream. And then what it gives you, I want you to copy and paste and put it back into the space where you record all of your dreams. These dreams are like a letter that comes from God, unopened. And with the chat GPT, you will be able to open this letter and read the message that is coming from the mind of the Spirit concerning you and yours. Click the link right now